Black Myth Wukong is making history, ladies and gentlemen. It has reached the second biggest game of all time on Steam, as well as the #1 single-player game on Steam of all time. This thing is breaking records left and right. I checked it out. I played it. I had a lot of fun. I suck at the game, but hey, it's awesome to see karma collect when it comes to all these wokies that were trying to cancel the game, such as Rebecca Valentine, who wrote this infamous article. Like, this kicked it all off. We have to thank Rebecca Valentine immensely for putting a game like Black Myth Wukong on the map. If it wasn't for her, I don't think it would have gained this much traction. I think it would just be another average so-so game. But what's funny is when people try to do these woke boycotts, they often fail. Look at Hogwarts Legacy. Look at everything that's happened in the past with anything that they try to cancel. It immediately backfires because this modern audience that everybody's catering to doesn't exist. Instead of making great games that are based on entertainment and great mechanics, combat, stuff that engages you, they want woke ideology. They want political narratives. They want a little safe space so they can relate to whatever character is in the game that fills out a DEI checkbox. They'd rather have a person of color that is LGBTQ in a game than actually have a game that is entertaining for everybody. They want it their way or no way at all, right? Isn't that a Queen song? Either way, this echo chamber transfers all the way down on that side of things. If you're a Wokey, you have to have your echo chamber. Nobody could be any kind of different opinion. Nobody could be their own individual. And Rebecca Valentine found out the hard way after writing this article. Again, it spread all this fake stuff that game science was sexist and misogynistic and all this bullshit. It backfired to the point where she has gone into hiding, ladies and gentlemen. Her stuff is shut the fuck down. She's not publicly on Twitter at this point. She went and blocked everybody after she went protected tweets. Anybody that's been critical about her is now officially blocked, and she's melting down. In fact, I would dare say she's coping, and she's even doubling down in ResetEra. So if you guys know what ResetEra, it's a gaming forum that is full of all these woke snowflakes that are all pissed off that Black Myth Wukong is even reaching over 2 million players. They think that it's sad that this world is full of hate that is celebrating a game like Black Myth Wukong because it's not woke enough. Meanwhile, their game that just came out, Dustborn, didn't even have 100 players on launch date, and they are seething about that. They're pissed off. I literally saw an individual by the name of Airbagged raging on his live stream on Fortnite because he was all like, oh, fuck them. I'll be number 75. I'll buy the game. Fuck Grums and fuck these guys and fuck everybody hating on Dustborn. Blah, 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 blah. Like, cope. Cope, you unhinged lunatic. Now, continuing on, remember the alleged extortion scheme from Sweet Baby Inc. They tried to hold them up for $7 million, according to this rumor. Game Science told them no. That's why we're having all these hit pieces. That's why we're having all these wokies like Rebecca Valentine writing hit pieces on this game, trying to cancel it. And it failed. It failed again. It is climbing the charts on Steam. Congrats to Game Science, right? I'm not over here saying yay communism, but yay standing up against progressive bullshit, DEI, that's infecting all of our media. So, yeah, honestly, to see Rebecca Valentine in a panic feels great. In fact, she's on ResetEra, which I mentioned. But, yeah, you could just see she left Twitter. She locked her profile. Instead of apologizing, instead of saying, hey, I'm sorry, I retract my statements, there was a lot of mistranslation in my article, I'll do better as a gaming journalist, she is too proud. And that's how they all act. They will never hold themselves accountable to anything. Yellow Flash actually exposed what she's saying on ResetEra, which is essentially doubling down. So he said the IGN journalist who attacked Black Myth Wukong devs defends her heat piece on them. This is her account on ResetEra, right? So rather than admitting that she was pushing narratives, she's doubling, quadrupling down, guys. So here's her post, and forgive me, the screenshot is a little blurry, but you guys could go to ResetEra and see everything that she's posting. It's super cringe. It's super cringe to see all the people over there agreeing with her as well. She basically said, Ki-hoon and I are extremely confident in our work. So she's not saying her article is bullshit. She's backing it up. And Ki-hoon is the person that did the translation. They don't even speak native Mandarin. So they mistranslated certain things that made them paint game science in a bad light, essentially. She's saying, we checked and verified everything very, very digitally. I'd go so far as to say this is my proudest work as a journalist so far, even if I wish it wasn't necessary. This is your proudest work? This hit piece is your proudest work as a journalist? I'm shivering at the thought of what your previous proudest work was. You call this proud journalism? You have zero integrity, Rebecca. You have zero integrity. And Ki-hoon Chan as well is a complete moron. You guys failed. You guys tried to attack a developer because they didn't cave in to Sweet Baby Inc., which there's this whole rabbit hole that we could assume that you're in deep with, that you're involved with, that you have benefits to pushing Sweet Baby Inc. We've seen it all. It's a whole bunch of quid pro quo between all these people. We've even seen Second Wind with Nick Calandra recently get exposed. They're all the fucking same. So continuing on, she says, but I won't pretend that getting dozens of emails and tags on social daily accusing me of mistranslating or whatever doesn't occasionally worm its way into my brain. Oh, dozens. I'm so sorry that only dozens of hate bothers you so much. Imagine thinking that creators that actually make daily YouTube content, including myself, don't get hateful comments, don't get hateful emails, tags. It's part of being a public figure. You signed up to write articles for IGN, which is one of the most divisive gaming journalism websites out there, if we could even call it gaming journalism, and you can't handle dozens of messages and emails. Shut the fuck up. She says, I feel like I'm being gaslit every time I log on. No, you're the one gaslighting yourself. You're the one going and protecting your tweets and blocking everybody after saying stupid shit, doubling down, and now you're playing victim, which this is what they need, guys. This is what activists need. They need something to make them feel like they're a victim. They all need it. This means that things are going according to their plan if they're able to be oppressed. It's almost like they try to outdo each other. Well, I'm a lesbian. I'm held down. I'm a gay black man. I'm held down. I'm this. Like, they have to outdo each other, guys. It's a identity politics competition, if you know what I mean. They all have to do it. So continuing on with this fucking cope session that she's having, and in between all this, this is just a screenshot, but if you look at all of these threads, it's a whole bunch of woke people just sucking her off. They all just suck each other off at ResetEra. She says, genuinely, this is the worst I've ever been harassed. Oh, poor me. The last few days have been a nightmare. It's so depressing. How many people manage to invent a bunch of fake, false claims about our work and then manage to dominate the narrative about them so completely that now so many believe that it's our well-sourced and easily verifiable article that's false and not the absolute batshit claims of extortion and mistranslation. So thank you seriously for supporting journalism. Means a lot. Wow. Rebecca, you don't even support journalism because you have no integrity when it comes to it. Nobody does on that side of things. That's why this whole Gamergate 2.0 thing is kicking off so harshly, because you guys are being exposed for the frauds that you guys are, and you're hiding behind harassment and I have you blocked, but you're still circumventing it. And guess what? Having people blocked doesn't mean that you're immune to them criticizing anything that you write, put out, or anything, even if it is behind a block. I don't know why they think that they're automatically immune to any of that. And then they continue to antagonize and prod. They make their tweets hating gamers. They make their bullshit articles hating gamers. And they wonder why they take so much heat. There's zero self-awareness involved with any of them. So she is essentially doubling down. She's not saying that she needs to retract anything on this article. She'd rather hide, leave this article up, and go sneak around and ResetEra. Fucking pathetic. Now, you can see people are saying, thank you for retiring. You're such a useless person. Now, here's a screenshot from what they posted. It's another post, I guess, that they had on ResetEra, where they're essentially just quadrupling down, playing this victim act. You can see they say, I really would like to encourage folks to read my and Ki-hoon's article from October, so the hit piece, which is linked elsewhere in the thread. Not just skim or read summaries, but really read it. I think a lot of what's happened since we published it has gone on to prove the point of the article. It's not that the game itself is sexist. It seems fine from what I've heard, though I haven't played it yet, so I cannot fully say. So she wrote an article about this game, and she hadn't even played it yet. Right? She just based her stuff off a demo. Her article that she wrote, this hit piece, instead of talking about the demo experience that she had, she focused it on misogyny and sexism rumors. And speaking of airbagged earlier, on his Rage stream last night playing Fortnite, he was like, if you haven't played the fucking game, you shouldn't have anything to say about it. Okay, well then it takes two to tango, buddy, and what's good for me is good for thee, right? Rules for me and rules for thee. If Grums isn't allowed to talk about it because you think he hasn't played the game enough, then Rebecca Valentine's not good enough to talk about it because she admits that she hasn't played it. You see how this works? She said it's not even that the whole studio is toxic. I have no idea. It's a deep dive into the toxic community that has sprung up around the game due to the ways its founders engaged online and how that community has spiraled out of control ever since. For all the weirdos online claiming our article was Google translated, completely untrue, or debunked what part of it wasn't true, everyone has really just gone on to prove over and over that Black Myth Wukong's online community is infested with sexism, and its developers at best don't care and at worst think that's great. So it's this whole, now it's their community thing, attacking gamers. That's what these people do, guys. They attack gamers. They hate gamers. At this point, it doesn't even matter if you're straight or white. They just hate gamers in general, especially men. And they cope and seethe over anything that they don't agree with. That's why we're called grifters, because we're not in the echo chamber, guys. Imagine being this insufferable of a human being to where video games causes you to be this miserable, and you attack the gamers that want actual real entertainment. Like, she's literally attacking a whole community of gamers instead of actually writing about the fucking video game, which is what she should have did. She goes, anyways, sorry for the self-promotion. I've just left Twitter and have been thinking about this a lot lately and wanted to say it somewhere. I've now also seen proof of these creator guidelines are real, and all I have to say about that is laugh out loud, LMAO. So I guess that was the creator guidelines where they said no talking about this, no feminism. I got to tell you guys, I've been part of ambassador and creator programs. When I get codes, sometimes they do tell you not to say certain things in your reviews. So whether that's true or not, I don't care. That's neither here nor there. The point is Rebecca Valentine is quadrupling down on her bullshit from her article. She's playing the victim from it. She hasn't learned anything at all from this. And we got to keep holding people's feet to the fire. We got to keep holding them accountable, guys, or else they're never going to learn. They're just going to go and double down, attack gaming communities, spew a whole bunch of bullshit and nonsense. And yeah, so Rebecca Valentine hiding on ResetEra. What do you guys think? Let me know. Subscribe if you're brand new.